We are team innovators and we have designed a gesture controlled wheelchair and named it a Geschair. Disability is a big issue and we have some data supporting it. As per census, 2.2% of the entire Indian population suffer from disabilities, 20% of which have disability in movement. Mostly, people of age group 10 to 19 suffer from disabilities. Only 3.7% can manage alone, whereas 62.1% still depend upon others. Clinicians reported that 9 to 10% of the people using power wheelchairs find it extremely difficult to use these chairs. After analyzing this data, we tried focusing on three main points. First is providing an affordable gesture-controlled wheelchair. The main reason why people run away from these wheelchairs is their high price. In the previous slide, we saw that 62.1% of the total disabled population still depend upon others, which makes them lose their self-confidence and self-esteem. So is the second point, ensuring independent mobility for daily living. We also saw in the previous slide that 9 to 10% of the people who use power wheelchairs find it extremely difficult to use. And so is the third point. Differently abled community finds it difficult or impossible to use wheelchairs independently. So we have designed an easy-to-use gesture-controlled wheelchair. We conducted a survey. Most of them were villagers, few of them from small towns, and a very few of them from cities. We found out that 25% of them cannot even afford hand-driven wheelchairs, as most of them were villagers. 23% can afford hand-driven wheelchairs, but they cannot afford those expensive electric wheelchairs. Our Geschair is made with four main objectives. The first being technological approach for more comfort and less strain to the user. Technology has advanced so much, but many people, especially in India, are far away from this technology. The main reason being their high price. And so is our second objective. More people should take advantage of technology in medical field by making an affordable product. Third, convert any manual wheelchair with Geschair kit. Fourth, better steering and maneuvering based on hand and head movement so that the patients can use it easily. Till now, we have made a primitive prototype of our model. It consists of a transmitter end and a receiver end. The transmitter end consists of gloves for obvious reason or a headband. Now let me draw your attention towards this headband. A person with both disabled legs and disabled hands can use this wheelchair and become independent. Yes, you heard that right. We can attach the transmitter circuit to the head of the user via a headband. The transmitter circuit consists of Arduino nano, accelerometer, RF transmitter, and power supply. Now the receiver end consists of a cart which has a 3D printed wheelchair attached to it and a receiver circuit. The receiver circuit consists of motor driver, hobby motor, power supply, and RF receiver. Our actual model will consist of e-bike motor in place of hobby motor, a motor driver, power supply, RF receiver, mechanical clamps attached to an actual wheelchair in the receiver end, and the transmitter end will have gloves or headband, Arduino nano, accelerometer, RF transmitter, and power supply. This is the picture of the circuit of our model. Geschair, a gesture-controlled wheelchair. Hand-controlled Geschair. Forward movement of Geschair on a slope. Backward movement of Geschair on a slope. Controlling Geschair using head tilt. The forward, backward, left, or right movements of the gesture can be controlled by tilting the head in forward, backward, left, or right directions, respectively. A person with both disabled legs and disabled hands can take the advantage of this wheelchair and can ensure independent mobility. Circuit model.
So we have the transmitter side here and the receiver side here. In the transmitter side, we have the accelerometer sensor, we have Arduino Nano, the encoder IC and the RF transmitter. And in the receiver side, we have RF receiver, the decoder IC and motor driver. The signal, from the hand movements, the signal would go to accelerometer, then to Arduino Nano, then to encoder IC, and then to the RF transmitter. And from here, it would go to the RF receiver. It would be received by the RF receiver, and then it would go to decoder IC, and accordingly, our prototype would move.
The total price of our prototype came out to be Rs 2,506. The electric wheelchairs available in the market cost around Rs 40,000 and onwards, whereas our model can be made under 10,000 rupees only. We conclude that smart wheelchairs will remain fertile ground for technological research for many years to come, and people should try making more affordable wheelchairs, the goal of which should be to help the user reach a destination as quickly and comfortably as possible. These wheelchairs should be cost effective. People with disabled hands should also be able to use these wheelchairs. These wheelchairs do not even require any knowledge of joysticks or buttons, as in case of other wheelchairs available in the market. In future, we can try adding more features to our model like object detection sensor, better acceleration control and braking. We can also try deploying our model as pick and drop in public places. Lastly, our model can also be used as a training tool. Thank you everyone.